Hello and welcome to AssetWorks Geofence video tutorial. My name is Stephen Herbert and this is Rachel Sprung.
Hello.
This video tutorial is to introduce the new geofence abilities of our FSS server. We're going to cover topics such as what is a geofence, think of examples and when to use a geofence, creating geofences from the website, editing a geofence, and then we'll end off with creating an event notification for the geofence.
Okay, let's start. A geofence is a polygon virtual barrier that you can create. Remember, a polygon is a multi-sided shape. FSS has the ability to have a geofence with an unlimited number of sides, allowing you to customize it to your needs. A geofence in FSS allows you to set up triggers, so when a device enters, exits, speeds, or triggers other inputs, a text message or email alert can be sent. Let's spend a moment or two discussing typical uses for a geofence. If you have a yard or a customer's site your vehicles travel to regularly, you can build a geofence around these areas and know when your vehicles enter, exit, or speed within that geofence. For example, the polygon capability allows you to build a geofence around a certain road with all its curves and turns. Once the geofence is built, you can define a geofence speed limit on that road. Optionally, you can tie this in with the FSS event notification feature, where you can be notified by text message or email when a driver exceeds the speed limit you have set. Okay, let's review the steps to create a geofence. Follow the flowchart as we explain the procedure. The first step is to log into FSS as your agency's administrator. Once you are logged in, click on the Map tab and then the red admin gear in the upper left-hand corner, and then Administration. We now come to our first decision point. Are you creating just a single geofence, or are you going to create a number of geofences with common characteristics? If you are going to create a number of geofences with common characteristics, then it is best to create a geofence type first, before building the geofence. For example, it is convenient to use a geofence type if you have a number of customer sites where your vehicles travel to regularly and you want to monitor the speed of your vehicles while they are at the customer site. You can build a geofence type and set the speed limit once for all your customers' geofences. Oh, by the way, there is no limit to the number of geofence types you can create, and you can change the geofence type at any time, as well as change the association between geofence and geofence types also at any time. If you are creating just a single geofence, then you can skip the geofence type and move straight to creating the geofence itself. After the geofence is created, you next have your second decision point. Do you want to be notified immediately at the geofence event, or do you want FSS to store the event and you can view it at a later time on the FSS Vehicle History tab or in a report? It's as simple as that.
The process looks easy. Let's actually create a geofence and let's see how easy it really is. We'll jump over logging in and getting to the map tab because everyone is familiar with those steps. A little trick to making geofence making a little quicker and a little easier is to turn off the satellite view for now. We begin with the red gear and then go to administration. The first step is to build a geofence type. So we click on the geofence type tab and click Add. When we enter the name in the field, we're going to use the word offices for this example. Then you select your agency. If you only have a single agency, you can bypass the agency and select your color. I'm partial to yellow because it's very easy to see on the map. Now we have two triggers. The first one being when a vehicle enters the geofence, the second when the vehicle leaves the geofence, and the third one is if a vehicle exceeds the speed limit when you set for that geofence type. You can select any, all, or any combination of these triggers. In this example, we will enter 20 miles per hour for a U.S. customer. If you're in Canada, this will be in kilometers per hour. Next, we can set some landmark events if you want. A landmark is simply the event that occurred as reported in the notification emails. For this example, we will be selecting the vehicle input. The last step is to click OK and save the geofence type. As we said previously, if you're only building one geofence, you can bypass this step and go directly to building the geofence.
To build a geofence, you click on the Geofence tab and click the Add button. Enter something in the name field. In this case, we will call it Head Office, and we will put our office address in the description field. You can put anything you want in these fields, but remember, they are mandatory. Next, we again select the agency if we have multiple agencies to choose from, or we jump down to Type. From the drop-down, you will see all the different geofence types you have created. Here we will pick offices, the one we just created, and notice the monitoring points are now auto-populated.
Now we get to actually build the geofence. Click on the Map tab and press and hold the right mouse button and zoom in conjunction with your mouse button, or your mouse wheel. And zoom into the approximate area of where you want to build your geofence. I find turning on the satellite view at this point allows you to see the exact spot you're looking for. There we go. Next, click the right mouse button for each corner of the geofence. Remember, there are no restrictions to the shape the geofence can be. Move your mouse around until you get to the area you want the geofence to be. To change an existing size, just click on one of the dots and move it. Once you're happy with the shape of your geofence, click OK and you're done. Now we close the administration window and click on the geofence button on the Map tab. Here we see a list of the geofences we have, and we can locate the geofence we just created by clicking on the binoculars beside the geofence. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Is it just as simple to edit a geofence, Rachel?
Absolutely. To edit a geofence is just as simple. We click on the red gear in the left-hand corner and go to Administration and click on Geofences. We can select the geofence we want by double-clicking on it or selecting Modify at the bottom of the tab. We can now make changes to the geofence. Let's change the speed limit to 25 miles per hour. Next, we click OK, and this saves the changes we made to the geofence. The last thing we want to cover today is creating an event notification for the geofence you just made. We start again at the red gear administration window and click on the Events Notification button. Here, FSS is a step-by-step wizard to help you. Just click on Create, and away you go. Thanks for watching this video tutorial, and we hope you found it helpful.